The highly anticipated fantasy series The Sandman is now on Netflix, so let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin. Here I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Netflix. If you guys are like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more up and coming content. When the Sandman, aka Dream, the cosmic being who controls all dreams, is captured and held prisoner for more than a century, he must journey across different worlds and timelines to fix the chaos his absence has caused. An adaptation of The Sandman has been planned for so many years. I remember at one point Joseph Gordon-Levitt being connected to this project, and that all fell through. So this is a really highly anticipated series based off of a DC comic, which I have not read. I've heard some things about the comics that are in line with the series, and that's some of my problems with the series is some of the things that are within the book, and we'll discuss a lot of that. But overall, the series, great. I really liked it. There's a lot of great visuals as they explore this dream world, as they explore the dreams and humans world and hell. So many different locations that the Sandman has to go through. In the beginning of the series, episode 1, he's captured for more than a century, and when he goes back to his home, he sees what his absence has caused, and he must fix that. The story for the Sandman really goes all over the place. We have the initial setup, and he's captured for more than a century, and then you have the family members that are a part of all of this, and then you learn about his world and hell and all the different characters that come with it, the biblical characters like Cain and Abel, but then it just goes off in so many different places, different timelines, different dreams, different worlds. And it almost feels like an anthology series with how chaotic it does get. And I'll be honest, it was a little hard to follow at times. And I understand that's how the comics are. I've read a lot of reviews. People really like it, and it's aligned with the book, with how it's all over the place. And sometimes the stories connect with each other. Sometimes it feels like certain moments just don't have anything to do with our main story with the Sandman. There is a couple really good episodes. I believe 5, 6, and 7 are some of the best episodes I have seen in a television series in some time. There's an episode with a man at a diner, and he is controlling some of the devices that the Sandman has, making people realize their lies and their dreams. And the pacing for that episode, I was absolutely glued to my screen. But that episode doesn't focus on the Sandman. And that's an example of certain episodes feel like they are steering away from the main story. But you focus on the implications and how things can be ruined if one person gets a hold of what the Sandman uses to control dreams. So not only, but it doesn't really focus on the Sandman, it focuses on the implications surrounding certain aspects of the show. And that episode was my favorite. I was absolutely glued to the screen. I felt that intensity. And other episodes like that focus on one subject. There's an episode focused on death. There's an episode focused on a person, and the Sandman meets him every 100 years. Certain episodes like that feel very small compared to the overall scope of the show, but they really do add to the implications of the show and the personal development for the characters as well. When you look at certain episodes, I think like episode 7, when that guy and the Sandman meet every 100 years, you're questioning what's the point of all of this, but then you get development for the character in a very touching way. So the show is very big. There's a lot of different worlds. There's a lot of different characters, a lot of different storylines, a lot of big pivotal moments for the show. But it has a nice chance to take a step back and grow the characters and understand the world and everything within it. It's 10 episodes. That's a long series for a Netflix series. Most shows on Netflix are either 6 to 8 episodes, so 10 is a little bit longer than your average Netflix show, and it fills its runtime beautifully with a lot of smaller episodes. Tom Sturridge plays Tom Sturridge plays Sandman, and he's great in here. He's very quiet at times, very demanding performance. There's a few emotional moments that come towards the end of it, and some action scenes as well. But for most of it, you really feel that he's affected by his absence and the dream world, and how it's been torn apart with his absence. You feel that drive to fix this chaos over all the timelines. The whole cast in here is really great, and the visuals are stunning. Some of the best visuals I have seen in a show this year. By exploring different worlds and different characters, we get we get an idea of the style for the comics. It's very dark. At times it is a bit graphic. And when you have some of those smaller episodes, they tend to be very bloody too. But the visuals for it sometimes are very big and sometimes they're smaller. But what they do offer, it's stunning as can be. And the score in here is amazing as well. It really accompanies the tone for it. At times it's dark. When it needs to be a little more upbeat, not often it's there, but the score really does match the tone for this show, and it creates that atmosphere that is dark. Without reading the comics, I understand what the series is trying to do, and understand that certain moments may not seem important to the story, but it is there for a reason. It is hard to understand a little bit with how it just kind of throws characters here and there at you. So many different characters, so many different worlds. It's a hard series to kind of just latch onto, and certain storylines feel like they're a bit drawn out because of everything that's being filled in. If it was more of a linear focus, and we got some of this if we got some of the side stories thrown in at the end, I think it would have been a little bit different experience, but that's how the comics are from what I've heard, so it is matching that. But I did enjoy the Sandman for what it did. I enjoyed the visuals and some of the smaller episodes that really showed how drastic things were. I think it's 5, 6, and 7 are some of the best pairings, some of the best episodes I have seen in a long time. They were intense, they were dramatic, and they were emotional. Those episodes I absolutely loved. But the overall series was great, and I'm glad that it's finally here. I've heard about Sandman for quite some time, just that I've never read it. I've heard about it being in pre-production and having plans for it. It's fallen through. It's finally here, and I'm glad that we finally get to see it. So before giving my score for the Sandman on Netflix, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie-related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button and get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give the Sandman a B. Thank you guys for checking my review for the Sandman on Netflix. Have you guys seen it by chance? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up-and-coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.